Hey, what's going on?
This is Lauren Anderson, CEO of YBM and contributor to Financial Juneteenth. And today I'm interviewing Cali of CaliClothing.com, a black empowerment clothing line. Cali, welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
So tell us who you are, what you do, and why you're doing it.
Well, my name is Cal. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. I'm a Southern boy. I rep Alabama State University. Basically, I make clothing for black people. I saw a lane that was open. Not too many people make street clothes that and try to empower people. So I said, let me try.
You said you make street clothing for black people, and what was that?
Yeah, I make street clothing for black people. Basically, I mean, I try to do positive images, but in order to reach the younger generation, it has to be dope. It has to look good, and they have to want to wear it. So I try to fuse the street world with the conscious world and bring those two worlds together.
Very interesting and very cool idea, to put together the urban kind of trend with empowerment messages. So tell me, is this a t-shirt or a sweatshirt that you have on from your line?
Yeah, it's not your slave. I mean, it's self-explanatory. I mean, there's not too much thinking behind it. It kind of goes with what Dr. Boyce Watkins talks about with not being on the plantation of corporate America, like everybody's trying to get off. So it kind of jumps it off with that attitude, like I'm not your slave, I'm not your corporate slave, I'm not your physical slave. Like we're not going for it anymore. So I try to make clothing with statements like that to kind of portray the feeling of how we feel now.
Wow. Those are very strong statements that are on some of the apparel that you have. Tell me, what is the general kind of perception when you wear this type of clothing with these types of messages out in the public? What happens when you go to Denny's and you have on a sweatshirt that says "Not Your Slave"?
I'll get certain looks, like certain people, they'll look at it and they'll be like, okay, well, I know where you're coming from. I feel it or whatever. Then I get certain look from other people that are kind of intimidated or offended by it. But my thing is, if you can walk around with your Confederate flags and everything that you wear, it shouldn't be a problem for you to do that. So it shouldn't be a problem for me to wear this anyway, if we're going to do it like that. So the playing ground has to be fair. If you're going to wear what you want to wear, then we can wear what we want to wear. Just basically saying how we feel.
I definitely see your point on that. So tell me, how long have you been in business as an entrepreneur?
2013, I started the idea. I just said, I want to make clothes for people. It started off, I just wanted to make clothes for women because I like seeing women in street clothes that look good. So, like I said, that's my lane. I like t-shirts. I like hoodies. So I started doing things with them first. As the time went on, I got more socially conscious, and I said, well, hey, I can combine stuff, how I'm feeling, and I could put that on clothes as well and try to bring everybody together. So officially, I've been doing it since 2014, but I jumped out the gate at 2013.
Wow. So you said that you started to get more socially conscious. What was the awakening that kind of changed the direction that you wanted to go in with your clothing line? Who is the person, let's say in history, that you are inspired by that awakened your social consciousness?
I believe it was around this time, Thanksgiving of 2013. To be honest, I was just playing around on YouTube one day, and I just started Googling videos, and somebody's video came up particularly. I think it was by Dr. Ray Hagen's. Like it was on some religion and spirituality stuff. Then it grew from there, and I said, "Well, hey, I can make happy clothing that makes you feel good, but I also, if I want to actually do something, I have to make something that's substantial that'll make you feel a certain way." So when I saw all the injustices that were going on, I said, well, how can I represent that and bring that through my clothing so people will identify with it? So I just started mixing things together, and then next thing you know, it turned into what it is now. Like I'm still growing, I'm still hustling, but I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep on going with this and see how far I can take it.
So what how does entrepreneurship affect your life? How does it affect your family life, your personal life? what types of dedication or hours of dedication are required to pursue your dream?
Well, just like Dr. Boyce Watkins says, it's not something that happens overnight. Like you just shouldn't leave your job and just jump out the gate doing it without having a plan. Um, I had an entrepreneurial spirit from a young age. I mean, my mother would always tell me to chase my dreams, just believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. My daddy was on the same thing, believe in your dreams, believe in your dreams. So, like, I was working a regular job, and like I still have a job, but I knew that I had to put some money to the side to get my own thing going because I don't want to work for anybody else for the rest of my life. So I said I'm going to make something tangible that I can pass down to my daughter. So that's why I'm building now, so my daughter won't have to go ask anybody for a job or have to go beg somebody for a scholarship. If she wants to work for me one day, then she'll be able to work for me because of the season I'm planning now.
I think that's a good point that you made in regard to having a career and building your brand on the side so that in the long term you can be able to pass that business down, or even the mindset, to your daughter that says you don't have to have this one medium of revenue. In fact, you can create your own and you can be good at it. So kudos to you on that. Tell me, how many hours a week are you dedicating to your craft? I'm sure that, you mentioned that you're working, so it's part-time entrepreneurship. And, what do you have, like a 40-hour week at the regular job? And what is the total amount of hours that you dedicate to your business?
Like, it's kind of hard to put in words, but if you're doing something you love, like, you don't even count the hours. You just do it whenever you have the time. Thankfully, I have a type of position where I can still do my stuff while I'm on my job, so I can be able to multitask. But like from when I wake up to when I go to sleep at night, I'm thinking of ideas of ways to win. And even if it might not be with clothing, it's going to be with something else. Like I'm going to keep on trying and putting my foot in different situations until I come out with a way to be on top. Because generational wealth, that's what I'm after. Like I'm not after the cars and clothes and just not even the recognition. I'm after generational wealth. I want to give something to my daughter. I want to give something to my family. That way we will be well off for generations.
Wow. So how do you manage fear? I know that a lot of people may be viewing this and they may want to start a business, but they're working a job and they're fearful that they don't have enough hours in the day or the week, or they're fearful that it could, it could interrupt what they're doing in their regular positions. How do you manage your fear and overcome?
I mean, fear, for example, when I started out in 2013, of course, you're going to have naysayers saying that you can't do it. You're too old. I'm 28, by the way. They say, oh, you're too old to be doing this, doing that, da-da-da-da-da. But you're going to have to find out what makes you put that fear to the side and just say, F it, I'm just going to, we call it jumping off the porch. You're just going to have to jump off the porch when you can do it. Like, I'm pretty sure that a guidebook to this, but there's no better example than experience. Just getting out there and learning, okay, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. I lick my wounds and I carry on and I go from then. But I had to humble myself because pride will have you scared to do stuff because you say, oh, I have a reputation, I don't want to do this, I'm too old to do this, da-da-da-da-da. But once you put that pride to the side and say, I have a mission and I'm going to do this no matter how dumb I look or how crazy I look, you'll get there eventually, and it'll become second nature just to go out and do what you have to do and say F the fear.
F the fear. You should put that on your next t-shirt. Do you have one like that?
Might happen now.
Uh-oh. I want to cut. I've inspired you here. No, I'm just kidding. So tell me, how long do you stick with an idea for a design before you decide, maybe that's not a good one, maybe I should think of another idea?
It's trial and error. I mean, some designs pop off, some don't. It's all on trial and error. I might be feeling something and my crowd might not be feeling it, but I'll still go with it anyway. And just the fact that I kept going with it, then they'll eventually come along. But different ideas pop into my head daily. But it just depends. It's trial and error. What looks good, what don't. I might ask somebody, hey, what do you think about this? I ask my wife. Like my wife, she helps me come up with some design sometimes. She'd be like, okay, do this, and I'll do it, and it'll be successful, and we'll just go from there.
Wow, that's great teamwork, certainly. So you've been doing this since 2013. It has become a popular brand. What is your most popular saying on one of your pieces of apparel?
I have. Well, I not only do I do sayings, I actually do actual designs as well. I have this design of Africa that's in different colors, and it has a crown on it. That's my best selling one, and my most favorite one is this one, the Natural Slave. I guess you can say that Dr. Boris Watts again, just listening to his video, because I get up and I watch him every day. Just hearing him talking about getting off the plantation, leaving the job alone, not being anybody's slave. I said, well, I'm guessing that watching his stuff made me come up with the designs that I have on today, Natural Slave, because I'm not going to be a slave to anybody else, and my daughter won't definitely be a slave to anybody else. And that's the type of thing that I'm trying to provoke in my clothing.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting to have those empowerment messages on the clothing. And when you do a clothing line, people basically become like walking marketing tools for you. How do you develop your customer base, and how are you marketing your materials to get people to buy?
How I do my customer base is, like I said, the people who wear my clothing, they like streetwear. They like stuff they can be comfortable in. Let me put it like that. They like stuff that you could just walk outside and throw something on, and I could just handle my business. So if you want to handle your business, then you can still leave a message just by putting one of my shirts on or one of my hoodies on. And the way that I develop my, I guess you can say, customer base, I use social media a lot. I use family and friends a lot. Like I said, I'm a big fan of HBCUs in the city I go to. I try to find an HBCU in that city so I can get plugged in with the people there. Just like Alabama State, I'm a Mighty Margin Hornet, by the way. Anybody that's seeing this snap drive, but that's what I do. I just try to find my black people and go off that, and I try to stay connected with the youth, because the youth are the people that's gonna rock this the most, because the youth has all this fire behind it. So I try to stick with them and try to figure out, okay, what do they like? How can I mix what I'm doing with them so I can remain relevant?
Prior to starting your business or your clothing line, were there any other companies or brands on the market that were inspiring to you that you decided to actually make the leap to have your clothing line?
I'm pretty sure they were. I probably wasn't aware of it at the time. I'm pretty sure they were. But like I said, I'm still young. I'm still developing. Just starting 2013. But things that helped me do what I do now, I used to write music. Like I was into music, writing music, producing, and the things that I learned from that, I just applied it to the clothing. And basically one and the same. I just had something tangible that I can pass out to somebody to put it on right then and there.
Wow. So tell us, where can we find your website, your social media? How can people get in contact with you, or even submit a new idea that they may have for your design? Is it possible that they can customize for the clothing?
Yes, I have an option where you can bring me your images, and I'll put that on the shirt, whatever you want, and we'll design it like that. So you don't have to necessarily buy a design from me. You can just email me your images, and I can do it like that. If you have an Instagram, follow me at Cali Chulo. That's CaliChulo. You can email me at Cali Chulo Clothing at gmail.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Cali_Chulo.
Awesome. And what's your website?
It's mtk.com. I'm sorry, it's mkt.com/Cali-Chulo-Clothing. But to clear up all that confusion, just follow me on Instagram at Cali Chulo, and you click on the blue link on my profile, and it'll send you right to my website.
Awesome. I'm certain that you'll have more people interested in your line. I think it's a great line to be empowering young people and making it look cool while you do that. So kudos to you. Thank you for talking with us today. And we will be in touch with you, and hopefully you'll gain more followership from our viewers.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome, Cal. Thanks so much.
All right, now.